When you choose to go in the records, you're not going to be met with anything else but love. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Brianna Jolie. I am an intuition guide and a channel of the Akashic Records and both tarot. Through this channel, I share with you ways to connect with your instincts and intuition and to deepen your own type of spiritual practice and connect you better with spirit. Today's video is all about the Akashic Records, and simply we're going to first just answer the question of what is the Akashic Records today? In the spiritual community, a lot of us are more aware of things like tarot and astrology and manifesting. These are places in the spiritual community that are saturated with a bunch of information, which is amazing because it makes it really accessible. And it's really beautiful to see in the community over this year, and I'm sure many other years, the word Akashic and knowing what the Akashic Records are, and with more spiritual teachers and channelers and readers sharing their gifts and talking about what the records are. So if you've never heard this word Akashic Records before, that's pretty normal. But if you have, we're going to just kind of go over again what this means and kind of tie into what it means to me and how I share this medicine with other people. So the first time I ever heard about the word Akashic and the Akashic Records, I was listening to Your Own Magic podcast, and they brought on Akashic Record reader Ashley Wood. In her mission and in her teachings, she helps to modernize the Akashic Records. So I learned a lot through Ashley and her courses on what the Akashic Records mean now in 2020, which is when I began to work with the Akashic Records, and moving on, what this really means for everybody else involved. And the reason why I'm going to be mentioning her a lot is because I really owe a lot of my knowledge to her, and allowing me to get my own experience in the records and to share that with you as well. So to put it simply, and this is kind of bridging Ashley Wood's definition and my own definition and what my own experiences and what I've felt and seen a lot of people experience, the Akashic Records are a very specific frequency in the star cluster of the Pleiades. It is home to every thought, emotion, and experience your soul has ever had. Because of this, this means that we can dive into our past lives. We can very well look into our present moment as your soul is living it now, and getting a glimpse of where your soul is taking you, what path you might be on. And the way Ashley describes it, she kind of describes it as a library of your soul's history. So you can just imagine and if you can visualize this, the amount of places where you can pull information from and you can channel messages and wisdom from, whether this be in your ancient past lives, whether this be in childhood memories that have been suppressed and are ready to be seen and to be healed and to be worked with, whether that be how your ego is trying to be recognized and how your higher self would like to communicate with you. We can pull in your spirit guides, we can see your team, we can see the essence and aura of your higher self. Really, the Akashic Records are limitless, but when we go into them, we're also going to see only what we need in that moment. We're not going to be overwhelmed. So as I mentioned, the Akashic Records are held within the star cluster, the Pleiades. Ashley specifically channels the Pinnacle, who she has seen be the keepers of the records, which I agree with. But we're not only limited to the Pleiades, as Ashley also agrees, and what I have seen too in my own record readings. We are also visited by many other star beings. So if you're aware of star seeds, this is kind of what I'm talking about. And ancient civilizations like the Lemurians, the Atlantis, and Syrian star seeds, and Arcturian. I could go on and on and on, but when I say that the records are in the space of the Pleiades, that's where they originate from, And that's where a lot of Pleiadians call upon readers to invite them into channel, but we're again not limited to just speaking with Pleiadian starseeds and channeling with only in the Pleiades. We can go into many different dimensions and places in the cosmos as well. The Akashic Records are different from channeling in general, or receiving messages and intuitive pings in general, because it is a specific frequency. When you're channeling the Akashic Records, it feels different. You're invited by a certain team that you will recognize and feel welcome to call in new beings as well, or animals, or anything that you choose to channel in the records. What's also different about the records is we're really taking a snapshot of your soul's history. So when we're channeling, we might pull some memories from our past lives, and we might pull some memories from our inner childhood. But in the records, we're really identifying specific details. We're identifying words and emotions, and we're actually bringing up those feelings from that time and space through the channeling of the Akashic Records and bringing it into the present. So that's how it's a little different from just channeling in general and just reading energy in general. It's a specific frequency, and it's very powerful in the way where we can receive really deep details and the feeling of when we were in whatever it is that we were channeling, whether that be your past lives or a specific moment in your present life. And I keep mentioning how limitless the Akashic Records are because they are so grand, but they're also so secure in the sense that when you choose to go in the records, you're not going to be met with anything else but love. The beings that you might channel or that I channel in the records are never going to show themselves and reveal parts of yourself to you in a way that is too much to handle. It's always going to be met with pure intentions, love, and sound advice of how to move forward. You're not going to be lost. So with the Akashic Records, and what I do a lot with my clients, and why clients come to me to read their records, is for many, many reasons, because you can really go in to ask anything. It's limitless. I have many clients come to me to understand their life's purpose. A big question that we all have can be answered in the records. Clients come to me to understand the root of their fears, inner childhood trauma, why ego shows up in a specific way that is triggering, and past life traumas that might come up. And lastly, you don't need to be specifically gifted in reading the records. Anyone, as Ashley, my mentor and teacher of the records, has mentioned, anyone can go into the records. Anyone can go into their own records. The reason why someone watching this, or someone like me before I learned to read my own records, might choose to call in a reader is because not everyone feels supported channeling. Not everyone feels confident in their intuitive and gifted abilities yet. We all are, but some of us feel supported and safe enough to go in without question, and others need more support, and that's part of the process. That's part of the healing journey. That's part of the remembering. So if you're curious about the records, by all means, you can work with your guides in learning how to go in. That's a good way from you. A lot of us channel in different ways. And if you're at a point in your life where you need to feel supported when talking to your guides, when you haven't received the remembering of channeling, of your gifts, or still questioning your purpose, by all means, seek support and trust of someone who reads them, and reads them confidently and with comfort. Channeling spirit is a big undertaking, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So if one of those parts of you doesn't feel fully supported, absolutely still go into your records, and maybe you want to call in a reader to help support that for you. So yeah, that's a little taste of the Akashic Records, what they are, why I read them, as you can imagine. And part of my purpose and my work here in this lifetime, and in many of my other lifetimes, I've known I've channeled the records. If you liked what you learned today, if you really digested it and wanted to learn more, leave a like or comment so I'll know to talk about this more. If you're someone interested in learning to read the records, or wanting to seek someone to hold space for you to enter your records, I, again, am an Akashic record reader. I've been doing this for a bit now. You can reach me on my website. I have links below to set up a reading or to talk more with me about the process. And yes, thank you so much for being here to support my work and this channel and the messages I'm trying to share with this wolf pack and the community I'm calling in. Share this video, like it, subscribe. That's all really helpful and allows more people to receive it. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you guys all again very soon.